And welcome back to another episode of Energized. Barry, how are you doing?
Ross, I'm doing quite well. As people may have noticed last week, we didn't actually get the video working last week, but I think we've sorted it out this week.
I think there was a few technical difficulties, wasn't there?
Yeah. It's growing pains, as people would understand it, you know?
Yeah, just YouTube actually isn't as easy as people think it is. So fair play to all you YouTubers out there.
Yeah.
It's actually tougher than it looks.
Yeah, especially with just the two of us sorting it out, like, you know?
Yeah, it's like two absolute IT dopes.
Geniuses, two geniuses. You see, you can't be funny, gorgeous, sarcastic, and genius at YouTube as well, you know?
True that,
Roscoe. But we are another step closer to Christmas as well. Myself and Ross actually haven't gone over exactly what we're planning on doing over the next couple of weeks, because like obviously there is like a lot of action going on this week, so we'll see if something's big enough and we keep just going and going and going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But before we go any further, if you're new to the Energized Show, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend, and give us the thumbs up.
Welcome as well.
Oh yeah, welcome and all that as well.
Yeah.
And if you're a returning Energized listener, welcome back. And if you haven't subscribed and you listen every week, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
So, shout out to Rory Crowley as well, just like that loyalty, no?
Yeah, shout out to Rory Crowley. And Calzones.
Yeah, Calzones, if you're ever in, where is it? San Diego. If you're ever in San Diego.
America.
If you're ever in San Diego and fancy a cheesesteak sandwich, that's where it is. I always think it's Philadelphia because it's like the Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
But it's not. It's in San Diego.
Yeah. Lil Heave and Jeremy Stevens is actually a regular there as well.
Yep, your mate.
My mate, yeah. But on today's show, we're going to be going over all of the boxing action from over the weekend, because myself and Ross did actually guess AJ would not win, and he did. So fair play to him. Also this week, Mikey Commons back in action as well. UFC 245 goes down this weekend as well. There's 3 title fights on the line. It's the last pay-per-view of the year, and we're going to be looking all over that. And then also, in the world of football, Ross's best mate, John Delaney, has stepped down from the FAI.
Jay Dizzy.
And we're going to be going over that and how corrupt he is, and then how
corrupt.
Yeah, but how much football in Ireland could be in serious trouble. But there's also Champions League, and Ollie's at the wheel. He's after winning 2 in a row as well over the week. So make sure to subscribe, make sure to tell a friend, and we should kick it off from the very, very top, Ross. The title of the show is "What is next for AJ? What's next for Anthony Joshua?" What did you make of his decision win against Andy Ruiz over the weekend?
It was actually a very boring fight, to be honest. AJ, he actually did exactly what he needed to do. Yeah. He used his length, hit behind the jab, and just kept Andy Ruiz at bay at all time. He never looked in any trouble.
Did you think he could have actually come out with that game plan?
Who, Joshua?
Yeah. Did you think he had it in him?
Well, in fairness, he's an Olympic champion, so... Or was silver medal?
No, he won the gold, didn't he?
Won the gold, yeah. So, obviously he's got boxing technique, and he's has the ability to do it. He's definitely the more athletic of the two. I thought he could do it, but I actually expected better from Ruiz. I thought Ruiz would get in on the inside and he'd land one of those big bombs. But the telling factor in this fight was the weight gain that Andy Ruiz had from the last fight. I know he actually went on to discuss it after the fight, but Andy Ruiz weighed 33 pounds more than he did in the first fight. That's like 17 kilos or 2.5 stone, depending on what metric system you want to use.
Yeah.
But that clearly just shows Andy Ruiz won those belts and like ate pizza and drank beer and was like, this is great.
Yeah. Ross, going into that fight, I was just convinced that Ruiz was going to win, because he was like, I know that Joshua's going to try and go around and just jab me and stuff. And I was like, right, he knows how he's going to lose. And then I was like, right, maybe put the weight on so he could hit harder, because obviously that makes more sense, doesn't it? The heavier, the harder you hit.
If you weigh 283 pounds, like, you're not going to be that mobile.
Yeah, but I was convinced this wasn't a Buster Douglas situation.
Well, I don't think it is necessarily a Buster Douglas situation.
Yeah, it's an Andy Ruiz Jr. situation.
But like, but I don't think it's like that clean cut. I think Buster Douglas, like, he won and then was nobody, as opposed to Ruiz actually like fought some other decent people.
Yeah, but no one really knew who Andy Ruiz was before this.
No, but like, that happens quite a lot, that you don't know who someone is until you know who they are. You know what I mean?
Look, I know we were singing the Andy Ruiz hymn sheet last week. We were like, there's no way he's going to like ruin this. And then
But I do think in a third fight, it'd be closer again. And, like, that's a real option, the third fight.
No.
No. For me, it is.
You want it.
I'm not saying what I want. I'm saying what the options for Joshua are. Joshua's got very few options because he wants to fight again in March. So he can fight Andy Ruiz the third time. He can fight Luis Ortiz. Or he can fight Alexander Usyk. Because he can't fight Wilder or Fury in March because they're fighting in February.
I know.
So and how much is he coming back to Wembley or Cardiff? He's like, right, back home, lads.
Yeah. Here, look, I really do like AJ. We said before the fight that like him winning is way like helps us way more. Like more people are going to click on what's next for Anthony Joshua rather than what's next for Andy Ruiz. Come on, let's be real here, you know. And like if we put a picture up of Ruiz holding the belts, promoting the show, like less people would like it rather than the return of AJ.
No one cares what Ruiz.
Well, that's the game we're playing right now, Ross. You know, but I'm happy he won. But the fashion of the fight itself was just such a letdown that I was like, at one stage it was like 8-2 or then 10. Oh yeah, it couldn't be 10-2. 8-2 to Joshua, and that's almost being fair to Ruiz. And then I was like, hold on, he has to go in and finish this now, and then never went for it at all. And it was just like such a letdown. It was just such a letdown.
Well, that's why my prediction was Ruiz early, because I don't think Ruiz is someone in the 10th or 11th or 12th round who's going to be like, now I'll turn it on. Now will be a good time, because he's already knackered at that stage. So like, there is no.
He never looked like he was overly tired though.
Yeah, but his punches were definitely less powerful in the 10th, 11th, and 12th round than they were in the first 5 rounds. You know what I
mean? We were just expecting a confirmation of a winner.
Yeah. I'm actually just so shocked that's Andy Ruiz, who was like sort of critiqued for his physique in the first fight, went and won, and then showed up in worse shape for the second fight. I thought that was quite bewildering. Also, what did you make of like the actual show itself, the location? And apparently, you know, now they're like knocking down that stadium in Saudi Arabia, even though they just built it for that.
Yeah.
Like, that just shows you the money they have, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, the sheiks all over there, they just really wanted to be around Joshua. And then even after, they were all getting photos. And Joshua was like, he is a true champion. Like, I may not think he's the greatest in the world, but he is, like, the way he conducts himself. Remember last time he lost, he was just like, fair play. This is your moment. I'll see you again, this, that, and the other. Like, humble in defeat and in winning. Like,
victory.
Both in victory, yeah. And then the way he was the exact same this time. But then Ruiz was like, no, the third time. Everyone was like, no one wants to see a third.
It was like, who's your man? Photobombing. Isn't he like the least famous looking person you've ever seen in your life, isn't he?
Well, he has a look to him. Ruiz has a look to him.
Well, like, maybe he's been in prison.
No, he looks like if the Haribo kid grew up in prison in Mexico.
Well, look, he was the first ever Mexican heavyweight champion, and he had 4 of the belts, so it actually makes it look like he went to batter loads of people for those belts.
Yeah.
Obviously, only beat Joshua, but Ruiz now has a chance to make more good money because he can actually like fight some of the other bigger names. He could fight the loser Wilder versus Fury. He could fight a Luis Ortiz. You know what I mean?
Dylan White or something.
Yeah, exactly. He has that opportunity. I actually didn't realise how many other heavyweights were actually on that card. Povetkin was on that card. He fought to a draw.
We said that there was 3 heavyweight fights. And that fight was terrible as well against the Predator.
I was watching it and I was like, oh, good idea putting like a few heavyweight fights on.
They wanted a few boom, like knockout.
A few slobber knockers.
Yeah. Next time the Arabs would be like, how much more do you want?
You know, I'm surprised that those Saudi Arabia people were like, you know what we'll just do? We'll just leave the stadium here for the next WWE show that comes over. Because I think they're going over there all the time now, aren't they?
I'm sure they'll be going to a lot more, yeah.
Yeah, but like Tyson Fury boxed in the last, or fought in the last Saudi Arabia card, didn't he?
Was that Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
It was Saudi?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Cain Velasquez fought Brock Lesnar. Well, I don't know if you call it fight, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Also this week in...
Hold on. So what's next?
Oh, next? Jesus.
Yeah.
I gave you the options.
For the whole circle.
For the whole trifecta of the heavy... Well, obviously Fury and Wilder are going to fight February 22nd. And Josh was going to fight, I'd say, in March. How they can go on to sort of fight in September. The winners of those two will fight each other. I think it'll be AJ versus Ortiz. Just because like his name just keeps him being said, even though Wilder's knocked him out. And I've no idea why his name will be said.
Yeah, but after AJ said that he wants to take on Wilder next.
Oh, I know he does, but
He never says Fury's name.
Yeah, but that's easier to say he wants to fight Wilder next because he can't. It's like I want to fight Ngannou. It's like he's fighting tomorrow. It's like, oh, sorry.
So
I can't.
So we're back to where we were 6 months ago. Just this merry-go-round of absolute nonsense.
Well, at least two of the top three are fighting each other.
Well, the best thing about it is obviously Joshua winning, but the second best thing is now that if Ruiz had won, that Wilder can't break that contract with Fury and be like, here, I'm getting all the belts now. So that's going to have to happen now. So
yeah, the winner of Wilder Fury is definitely going to fight. The winner of Joshua's next fight.
And which way do you rank the top three heavyweights now? Fury, Wilder, and Joshua. In what order?
I like chop and change every time I ask this question between Wilder and Fury, but like I definitely still think Joshua's third, because just the way Ruiz beat Joshua the first time, I think Fury would be able to do that to him, and because it's been seen now that Joshua can be stopped, that Wilder like death punch is like frightening. Yeah,
I think Joshua would fight Wilder the same way he fought Ruiz the second time.
Well, yeah, it's been shown it can be done that you can escape Wilder for 11 rounds.
Almost the same way Fury fought Wilder.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can escape him for 11 rounds. Can you escape him for the 12th though? You know what I mean? Like that's the thing, isn't it?
I know, yeah.
And like, I almost feel like Wilder obviously doesn't lose on purpose, but like he's willing to lose the rounds just to like line up that punch.
Because he knows what he has in the pocket.
Yeah, it was frightening because he was losing all those rounds to Ortiz and they just went Gadoosh! Yeah. And like absolutely lights out, bud. Yeah. So what you make of the fight overall, Ross? I'd give it like a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I was so excited for it, and it just never happened.
Also, like I think like I knew it was in Saudi Arabia, and it made me slightly dislike him more.
Why?
Because it wasn't like a buzzing atmosphere for.
Yeah,
in the stadium.
Yeah, because there's no one's drinking. Drinking's illegal over there.
Yeah, but there was no like Joshua.
There was a bit. Like,
yeah, but like not one is like Wembley or Cardiff.
Oh no, that's different gravy, man. But they made their cash anyway. But this weekend, the return of Mikey Commons, and he is finally it's in Madison Square Garden this weekend. Also, Terence Crawford's on the card as well. But Mikey Commons fighting your man Nikitin, the guy who beat him in the Olympics, however long ago, and he was set to fight him there again recently in Belfast, but your man had to pull out. But now he finally gets to fight him. Roscoe.
I think this is like a chance for Conor to put his Olympic history all in the past. This is like a really big opportunity for him to go, right, that's done. I was better than him, and now I can put that to bed and I can move on and actually start to progress in his professional career. Yeah. Does it say what this guy's record is? Is he undefeated as well, or? I wouldn't mind so. In fairness, you're hardly there googling him any more than you fought him in Rio, and that's it, isn't it? Yeah. But look, I expect Conor to come in there and get the job done. I think
Connor's 12-0 right now.
I think nearly everyone thought Conor beat him in the Olympics, and I expect him to beat him as a pro as well. Do you expect the same?
Yeah. Who do you think?
Great input there. But
who do you think Mikey Commons? No, I don't expect him to win. Who do you think is going to come out with Mikey Commons? Previously, he's had Conor McGregor. He's also had Finn Balor, the WWE superstar.
Maybe they'll have Becky Lynch next.
Maybe, actually, yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
I think it just sort of depends on who's around, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You could have like Robert De Niro out because he was doing The Irishman.
True, yeah. Have you seen it yet?
I like started to watch it. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's over 3 hours long.
And like, this might be a bit controversial, but like, I actually think it's a bit boring.
Is it?
Yeah, like
I haven't even tried starting watching it. I was like 3 hours. Jeez, this is like Lord of the Rings.
And this isn't a spoiler, but like each time a character comes up on screen, it's like was shot dead in 1988 5 times in the head. And like every time the character comes up, like it says how they died straight away.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, look, I'll definitely will watch it, but like it almost seems like something that you watch on like Christmas or something. Well, like Christmas is coming up, so
someone did it on someone did a I don't know, one of those internet things where you can actually break it down into 4 parts and watch that as a series instead of watching it as a 3-hour film.
Yeah, actually,
much better.
I was actually listening to the lads from Foicon, the Offensive Charm. I was listening to their podcast and they were talking about like how it should be, like it should have been put into 4 separate ones. Shout out to the lads anyway.
Yeah, shout out to
They're actually getting a few decent guests on recently. They got in the first show they got
Paddy Pimna.
No. Paul Lahan, and then they got Wonderboy Thompson. And the second episode they had Richie Kiley and Paddy Pimlet.
Nice. Fair play to the lads.
Yeah, they're counting.
They've a nice setup though, don't they?
They do. They have a really, really nice setup, like ourselves.
Yeah.
Imagine this didn't work again. But anything else to say about the world of boxing, Ross? Because we could move on after.
No.
No.
Basically, just roll on February 22nd, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Unless Kate Taylor fights in between.
Yeah, I don't see that happening though.
No.
Yeah, Ross Williams, February 22nd is Bellator Dublin and Tyson Fury against Deontay Wilder 2. We're going to move on. So if you enjoyed the boxing part of the show, make sure to give us a like, subscribe, and put a comment down there as well. Very you. We're going to move into the world of MMA because over the weekend, UFC Washington was on. Alistair Overeem took on Jairzinho Rosenstruck. Rosenstruck literally knocked him out with like about 5 seconds to go in the last round after being 4 rounds down. Ross,
he also like split his lip wide open.
He did.
It was actually one of the most like violent looking injuries I think I've ever seen in the UFC. Rosenstruck is like next in there with the creme de la creme in the UFC heavyweight division now, isn't he?
Yeah, but I don't think he's as talented as you'd almost. Well, like to be as talented as Overeem, you need about like 20 years of like practice. But
yeah, but he has the death touch, and that's all you need as a heavyweight. I think I'd like to see him and maybe Derek Lewis fight, or him and Ngannou fight. I just want to see like 2 guys who are like, the knockout is coming.
Overeem was really like standoffish there. He doesn't have that killer instinct he used to have.
But I think Overeem's fine doing stand-up with someone like Brock Lesnar. He's like, I'm much better than this than you. But I think once Overeem sees someone like absolutely knock someone's brains out, he's like, don't let him hit you. And then like he's literally willing to run away.
He definitely wakes up at night and he's like, Ngannou. Oh, jeez. And now he's like, Rosenstruck and Ngannou.
Like, I'm pretty sure like if Ngannou hit me an uppercut, like I could land on the moon.
Yeah. He's
just that powerful. It's frightening.
Cynthia Cavell, we actually gave her a shout out during the week that she drew as well. She didn't make weight. Ben Rothwell, Ross's mate, won. Aspen Lad won as well. And also, actually, one of our mates who was on Dana White's Contender Series, Billy
Quantraro, I think his name is that how you say?
Yeah, hold on.
Billy
Quantillo. He won on his UFC debut.
He follows the lads on the gram.
Fix that?
Oh. Better?
Yeah. Okay, right. So yeah, he won over the weekend as well.
And Bryce Mitchell won by the second ever twister in UFC history. So
nice.
It was actually a card full of finishes, but if you're looking for a bit of name recognition, you had to wait till 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, the Washington crowd were sort of just like doing Mexican waves and stuff.
That's never a good sign, is it?
No, the Washington wave. Also,
but let's just talk about this week. This weekend we have a massive card, UFC 245, and it has got, you ready for it? The best main card of the year. Kicking off, you have the California Kid, who's no longer a kid anymore, fighting Uriah, or fighting Peter Yan in a top of the range bantamweight fight. If Peter Yan wins, he could fight Henry Cejudo next. If Uriah Faber wins, I can't believe I'm saying this in 2019, he could fight Henry Cejudo next. Do you think it's possible?
Well, he has to win, so let's see.
And then also on the card is another incredible bantamweight match. Marlon Moraes, who lost his last fight for the title against Henry Cejudo, fights the now dropping down to 135 pounds Jose Aldo. What do you think of this one, Baz?
Is that where we're starting?
Yeah, we might as well start at the bottom and work our way up.
All right, so what, you want to start on this one?
Yeah.
All right. First of all, Jose Aldo looked terrible making 145 pounds against Conor.
Yeah.
Going down to 135 pounds. Do you even think he can make the weight?
I actually think will. I've seen photos of him and he looks like extraordinarily lean.
Yeah.
My only problem is when someone cuts like that much weight, like they're so much more susceptible for the knockout. I look at Aldo and he knocked out Jeremy Stevens recently. He knocked out Hanato Moicano recently. He lost that decision to Volkanovski. I look at Moraes. He was sort of knocking everyone out until Cejudo knocked him out. So,
yeah.
Look, the only people who've knocked out Jose Aldo is sort of, well, McGregor knocked him out and then Holloway sort of like just absolutely ambushed him and then just he was like, the ref was like, all right, here, look, he's been battered enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Aldo was like on the ground, like facing up the canvas.
True. Yeah.
I think I wouldn't say like Jose Aldo has a bad chin. Put it that way. That's where I'm sort of going with that.
Yeah.
And
do you think Marlon Moraes would have been looking up to Jose Aldo over the last few years?
Pre
KO to Conor McGregor. But a lot of people were actually.
Yeah, he would have been an absolute brilliant hero, especially for like the smaller weights as well. So he probably was looking up from. We'll probably find out this week. He'll probably say at some stage, "Jose Aldo, you were my hero." But
he's like, "Shut up, licking my ass."
Yeah, it's like still getting it. It's sort of weird because Jose Aldo was like very much so known for his speed, and it's hard to tell when someone drops a weight class whether they keep that speed or not. Because a lot of the time they look a bit more lethargic, don't they?
Yeah. Although most of the time he would have been getting ready for a 5-round fight.
Yeah, true. His cardio would be on point. But Marlon Moraes was a lot as well because he was the champion over in World Series of Fighting. And then I think he's done a lot of main events since he's moved over. It's actually quite a tough one to call, isn't it? Because the sort of deciding factor is you don't know what the story is of Jose Aldo making that weight.
Yeah, I feel like Moraes still hasn't hit his peak yet. Even though he was very unimpressive against Cejudo. But like I feel like Jose Aldo was definitely like has peaked.
I almost think Marlon Moraes, because he was so impressive against like Riviera and Aljamain Sterling, he thought he was like, I just touched these people and they got knocked out. I thought he probably went in against Cejudo and was like, he's coming up to me, I'm just going to knock him out straight away. And then Cejudo was like, nah, mate. It's so funny that Aldo or Faber, if they win, like they're like, Cejudo's like, I want to fight those guys, isn't it?
Who do you think you'd rather fight?
Probably Aldo, I'd say. I would
have thought you'd rather fight Faber.
But I think more so the Aldo fight sort of gives you that, like another legend on the card, like one of the best featherweights of all time.
Yeah, I know, yeah, but like Faber, I say would sell more, you know.
Yeah, there's also a brilliant fight before that, Jeff Neal versus Mike Perry. Like that's gonna be an absolute war, isn't it? No.
So, well, like, who do you think's gonna win this one?
At the moment, I'm gonna say Aldo.
Yeah, same
here.
But I think he's gonna have the intimidation factor of being like, oh.
Also, we could 100% change our opinion when we see the weigh-in photos.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We have to make our call like before we knew Ruiz weighed in a car heavier.
Yeah, exactly.
Very Ruiz. But, so you're going. So who are you going? So
I'm
you're
going Peter Yan and then Jose Aldo.
Peter Yan, then Jose Aldo. I'm going Jose Aldo, and then for the nostalgia reason, you're a favourite. But like, you can't keep going on forever.
You're a favourite. Won the last fight in under a minute. That was like really impressive, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, your man did. He beat the mullet. Like
Ricky Simone.
Then in one of the main events of the evening, obviously, Amanda Nunes is taking on Jermaine Durandamy for the women's bantamweight title. Amanda Nunes is currently the challenge champ, and then you can I don't even know if you could argue or not that she's the greatest women's fighter ever. Amanda Nunes has previously beaten Jermaine Durandamy, and Jermaine Durandamy has been known to like drop out of fights on purpose because she doesn't want to get her ass kicked. So, what are you expecting this time, Ross?
Jermaine Durandamy is actually undefeated since she beat Holly Holm for the featherweight title. She wasn't like the UFC like were hoping she wouldn't win that fight because they clearly wanted to do Cyborg versus Holm in the first place. Yeah. I know they went back and did that fight, but like that was a massive fight for the featherweight title. Yeah. Durandamy won and then was like, I'm not fighting her, she's on steroids. And in fairness, I don't actually really blame her. Like Cyborg's extraordinarily scary, but Amanda Nunes, like you said it, and like I'm gonna double down on it. She's the greatest female fighter of all time. She's absolutely incredible.
Beating everyone.
She really, really has. I actually don't know who's going to beat her.
For the people that don't know, who is Amanda Nunes beating?
Miesha Tate, Ronda Rousey, Chris Cyborg, Kat Zingano. You name her, she's beaten.
Jermaine
Durandamy. She's an absolute monster.
So you're going for Jermaine Durandamy?
No, Amanda Nunes. I think Amanda Nunes is going to knock her out. She knocked her out last time they fought. But that was 6 years ago, so I think a repeat performance is in order.
Yeah, but the thing is, how many times can Amanda Nunes keep winning?
Every time.
Yeah, but no, like Demetrius Mouse Johnson eventually led off. Like, what?
Yeah, but like I look at Amanda Nunes and she goes in there and she like.
You think she's already won this because she's previously won before as well, yeah?
Yeah, but like she goes in there and like, she like, batters people.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
She's so aggressive and like if you just look at her last few fights, like she goes in there and like storms through people. Yeah. It's not.
I don't doubt this will be the exact same. I just sort of like, as you said, like getting out silk sheets is harder to do when you're like a champ and all this stuff.
Yeah, but I feel like she still thinks she has a lot to prove.
Yeah, which is crazy. Like,
yeah, I know. But I feel like when I look at her, I go, I feel like she's not the mainstream superstar that she wants to be. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So.
Could she then eventually move into? Remember the way Verdum used to do commentary as well? Could she not do?
Maybe potentially so for the sort of Hispanic channels and that, and UFC Brazil. Very much a possibility, but she actually lives in Florida with Nina Anstroff, her I don't know if it's her wife or her girlfriend, but like she's also a fighter, so therefore she's constantly humbled by that as well, as in like she's helping her partner get ready as well.
What's that, ATT?
Yeah,
okay. So yeah, we're going for Amanda Nunes. Then in the co-main event, Ross's best mate, Max Holloway, the champ, is taking on Alexander Volkanovski from New Zealand. This for the featherweight title. Ross, if no one knows, Ross and Max Holloway are best mates. Do you want to tell the story there?
So,
and this is actually true, by the way.
I was given a tour.
No, that's not true, that part. But carry on.
In Jameson, and I was halfway through a tour, and one of the guys actually came in the middle of my tour and he goes, "You'll never guess who's here." And I was like, "All right, this is weird because like no one ever interrupts you in the middle of a tour." Well, not until a staff member. They're like, "Max Holloway is here," and I was like, "No way!" So I actually just walked out in the middle of my tour, and I opened the door and I saw him there, and I was like, "No way!" And I just turned to him and I whispered to him, I go, "To be the best, you got to beat the best, and the best is blessed." And his manager Chris was there, like, "No way!" And I was like, "Yes way." So then I went around, did the tour, and then like I swapped shifts with someone for my next tour to like be there ready to meet him. Brought him around, showed him place. We gave him a bottle of whiskey with his name on it. It went viral. It was on the MMA Hour.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Like so many memes were made. Like Conor McGregor was tagged in like every second post of it. It was very, very funny.
It was, yeah.
He was actually also one of the noisiest guy of all time. And I was like, what did I ask him? I go, "Who's the most famous Hawaiian? You or Aquaman?" And then he told me it was actually Mini Blessed is the most famous. Yeah. So Max Holloway's a legend.
I forgot Mini Blessed is going to be part of the whole fight week as well this week.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's like become his own little like superstar in the UFC, isn't he?
Yeah, the way he dances and stuff. If people didn't know, Mini Blessed is Max Holloway's son.
Yeah, and then Alexander Volkanovski, he's on an absolute tear. He started off beating Darren the Damage Elkins. He retired Chad Mendes. He knocked Jose Aldo out of the weight class. And now he's come for Max Holloway. He's also training partners with Israel Adesanya. So he's looking frighteningly good. And like that camp is so hot at the moment. It's frightening, isn't it?
Yeah. The thing is, there is a massive height difference between Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski. I think Max Holloway is probably about 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah.
And then Volkanovski looks about 5'6" in heels. But Ross, what are we expecting here, man? Do you know what I mean? Like, you're obviously going to be biased.
I actually am a bit scared for Max in this one, to be honest.
Well, as I said before, with the last one with Amanda, getting out silk sheets, do you think this could be the one? Alexander Volkanovski?
See, also, you have to take into account Max Holloway lost the last fight to Justin Poirier. You beat Edgar after that, actually. Sorry, correct myself. Very me.
You're me.
But I'm just looking at this, and Volkanovski's so hungry, and like he's seen Adesanya do it, and I look at Holloway, and I don't think he views Volkanovski like he's like, I faced McGregor, I faced Poirier, I faced Aldo. You know what I mean? And he's like, Volkanovski, it doesn't seem as like a sexy of a name to him, and also I don't think Max Holloway like beats people with his relentless pace, and I don't think Volkanovski like will fall to that relentless pace. He'll keep that relentless pace. He's also a very good wrestler, and he's excellent on the feet. So
no, I agree with all you said, but I think Volkanovski is going to be a bit like Jose Aldo.
In what way?
Just the way he fights.
But like, you think Max is going to eventually break him down? And
Volkanovski hasn't been, his soul hasn't been taken yet. He's like fresh. You know what I mean?
100%.
Whereas like Jose Aldo was never the same.
No, never the same. Not after Max took his soul.
I think Max is just going to get it this time. I only see the real his biggest problem is going to be against like Zabit.
Yeah.
Do
I think obviously he's beat Max like physically are similar in size, so like
then
that sort of makes for an interesting match. I think obviously the height difference is a massive difference, and if anyone plays good boxing with the reach, I think it will be Max. If you gave me 500 quid to put on, I'd put it on Max. It's the safer money. I think he's shown, like, look at the Ortega fight, like he absolutely picked him apart. He's an absolute phenomenal boxer.
Yeah, it's cardio for days as well. Like
he does have cardio for days. Look, I would pick Max. There's something about Max where I'm always like 4th or 5th round TKO.
He's just,
what do I call it? Death by 1,000 cuts. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
He like just pieces you up, and he doesn't have this one punch finish, but he'll punch about 900 times, and you'll eventually be like, right, you know what? I get sick of this. That's enough.
How many more rounds are left? It's like we haven't even started.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
But look, I think Volkanovski will put in an absolute incredible fight, and if he did win, I don't think I'd be shocked.
Oh, a Volkanovski one?
Yeah. I'm not like, Jesus, I can't believe he won.
He's so small, I wouldn't be surprised if he could go down to bantamweight.
Yeah. Although, you know, he used to weigh 240 pounds. He used to be a rugby player.
Jesus.
He must have been like, very fat.
Scrum half, I'd say.
5'6".
Second row, actually. Yeah, so we're both thinking Max Holloway. But like, this never happens, you know what I mean? No. Like when you pick the same someone's always let you down. But in the main event of the evening.
The
champion Kamaru Usman is taking on Colby Chaos Covington for the welterweight title. Ross, this is sort of like these two have been going back and forth for ages. To be honest,
years at this stage.
I honestly think if you asked about 10 people who sort of watched UFC, who's the actual welterweight champion, I think they would say Jorge Masvidal. I think Kamaru Usman would probably be the least known champion ever when you compare him to people like GSP. Even Colby Covington.
Some people might even still think Woodley's a champ.
Yeah, people like Colby Covington, people don't really know who he is either. This is a huge fight for both guys. What way are you looking at this? Because obviously Usman's been out injured recently with his knees. Colby Covington's like not coming to fight in certain fights. It's a weird one, man, because do you really think, like, you'd almost expect Max to be the main event, you know?
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
A weird one. Like, neither of these guys have draw power really.
No, absolutely not. Especially considering Max, he actually played main event. Remember when he fought Edgar? I think it was. No, when he fought Poirier, that was the main event over Adesanya and Gastelum, and they were heavier in weight.
Yep.
Look, I don't think in terms of the actual stylistics of the fight, I think it's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen two fighters mirror image each other so much.
Yeah.
They're both high volume, chain wrestling, up against the cage, takedown, get on top, and ground and pound for 25 minutes.
Yeah. Quick question: did you think about who was going to win this before you started doing the show today? Like, were you in work being like, I slightly was, but then I didn't really get into it because I really don't know.
This is the way I sort of broke it down for myself. Kamaru Usman has 100% takedown defense in the UFC, right? So it's very unlikely he's going to take down. Also, he, in terms of actual wrestling caliber, Tyron Woodley had a much higher collegiate wrestling background than Usman did, but Usman dominated the wrestling against Woodley. So I think in terms of MMA wrestling, it's almost a bit like GSP.
Yeah, but hold on, that Woodley wasn't the Woodley who like smashed people out of it, like, you know.
Oh no, it obviously wasn't, but like Usman still had to go in there and get the job done against him.
Yeah, but like he beat the rapper Woodley.
Yeah, but I feel like he took Woodley's soul. Like, he like took him down and pinned him down, and Woodley like couldn't get up. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty soul destroying.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to put it into perspective. Like,
yeah.
Like, I do agree, he did it like unbelievably well, but that Woodley was more the rapper. He was coming out with a song the next day rather than Woodley stone cold.
I do also think it's quite funny that like Covington beat Moya, then Usman beat Moya, and then Covington beat RDA, and then Usman beat RDA, and then Covington beat Lawler, and Usman had already beaten Woodley. So they have like a lot of opponents in common, and they sort of beat them all the same way. And then obviously when they actually fought a dangerous striker, Usman versus Woodley and Covington versus Lawler, Covington actually almost did it better because he actually like stole Lawler, the dangerous striker, and actually beat him on the feet. He throws really, really high volume.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, very high volume.
That's why, sorry for interrupting. Like, I actually noticed I listen back to the last show and I see sometimes I jump in when you're saying something, but I'm like so like excited. You know what I mean? It's, like,
it's alright, it's fine.
But I mean, thanks man. I appreciate it. No, but like the way Usman is that good, yes. Yeah. But like Covington is just as good in a different thing. But like the output was unbelievable. It was like, is he taking that TJ Dillashaw steroids?
Yeah, well, I look at Covington and think he's, you know, his pace is so high and it's relentless. The only thing is that
I didn't think he had it in him.
Usman more like, I think he actually dictates the pace more, as opposed to coming home was like makes you fight at a high pace, as opposed to Usman's more like, oh, I'm gonna take you down and like hold it down and like batter you a bit. Obviously, I think Usman has more finishing power between the two of them.
Yeah.
Now, I think Usman has one knockout in UFC and Covington has no knockouts in UFC. So
expect one to.
Yeah, so don't be there expecting knockout. And I also find it funny when they're like back and forth trash talking. He's like, I'm going to knock you out. It's like, you've never knocked anyone out before, so like, what makes you think it's going to be any different?
Yeah.
They're
not Dana White's.
Look, I actually just hope this fight's going to be a good fight, and I hope there will be a bit of standing and trading, because like these two do not like each other. Also, Colby Covington actually came out this week and said that his act is like actually evolved from UFC. Said they were going to cut him before the Damian Maia fight, and then like, beat Damian Maia, and he goes, "You Brazilians are filthy animals." And then next thing you know, like he was fighting Aurier, and he got to fight and like insult more Brazilians. Basically, he just like robbed Hellstone's gimmick and was like, "Right, I'm gonna run with this." And
he's doing a brilliant job. This whole
the Trumps,
Make America Great Again.
Yeah,
like I mean, unbelievable. Like
he went to the White House. Like, what more do you want from him?
Yeah, I know, but like he's done it so well that he's done it beyond like amazingly well.
He's actually gone like full circle for me. That like I disliked him so much, now I like him. Yeah. I'm like, it's entertaining now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Bisping was like that. I won't say that. I was like, oh my god, I just like hope someone knocks out Michael Bisping. And now I'm like, go on, Bisping.
But the thing is, whose shtick do you like more? Kamaru Usman's like, I am so cool. And like Colby Covington's like, I'm best mate of Donald Trump. It's like, yeah, but, it's hard to really just like, who's the bad guy? You know what I mean?
Covington's definitely the bad guy.
Yeah, no, but Kamaru Usman's not the good guy.
Yeah, but just because he's the bad guy doesn't mean you can't cheer for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a bit like Stone Cold Steve Austin was like the bad guy, but like the bad guy you want to cheer for. I look at Usman and like, I don't know if it's bad to say, but like I feel like he's going on like, obviously he's from Nigeria, but like it's almost like fake African. He's like, I wear the African clothes to say I represent Africa, even though I have like this absolute American accent. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
obviously, like
he doesn't actually walk
heritage,
around. Yeah,
but like he's like, for the press conferences, I'll wear the Nigerian clothes, but never for anything else.
Yeah.
I'm just like, if you walk around in African outfits all the time, I'd be like, fair play to you, what a legend. But like, don't just walk out in that African outfit for the press conference and then be like, I'm all about Africa, man. Yeah. Especially when someone like Khabib actually went over to Africa and was like building wells. Like, where were you, bud?
Yeah. Although he is the first ever African-born champion, but I do totally agree with you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like don't actually play up something like it'd be like me fighting the UFC and be like, guess what, Baz? I'm gonna wear a leprechaun suit. At the press conference. It's like, all right, there you go.
Well, Ross, let's pick a winner now. You know,
I'm gonna pick Marty Fake Newsman. I love that nickname.
I think he's gonna outclass Colby in the end.
Yeah, I think he will.
I never want this Colby Covington thing to lose.
Yeah, but you know what? Colby Covington could do a Chael Sonnen on it and like win one fight and get himself back into a title fight.
Joe, be so funny, right? If Kamaru Usman, if Barack Obama was still a possibility, like if he beat Colby Covington and then he started wearing like a Barack Obama t-shirt and I'll be like, go Obama.
Who knows if Usman even likes Obama?
I know, yeah, but just to rob the shtick.
Yeah, good work. But look, an absolute brilliant card, isn't it?
Yeah. Who do you think the winner of Kamaru Usman or Colby Covington will take on next?
Could be Jorge Masvidal, especially if it's Covington, because like those two are like feuding again. Or I personally think the co-main event for McGregor Cerrone will be Tyron Woodley and Leon Edwards. I think the winner of that fight, especially if Edwards wins, could get a title shot.
Who knows what happens here? If there was an early stoppage here, one of them could jump on that card, you know?
Yeah,
like Colby Covington would be amazing to have in that card.
On the McGregor fight.
Like, come on.
Yeah, it'd be very, very funny. It would just be nice to have an extra person at the press conference.
Yeah. It would be, yeah.
Because Covington would be like,
oh,
McGregor, give us that proper 12 and I'll bring it to Donald Trump.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Yeah. Like, I love
Colby Covington would be like, Conor, I'll avoid you to the White House.
Yeah, I love the way we come up with this shit, right? And then like, if they lose, that's not possible. And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
But we actually also said that we thought Conor McGregor might be in
Vegas for a press conference.
Still
early days.
I haven't heard anything yet.
It'll be Thursday or Friday.
We'll be first to know. Like I haven't. Like I was working all day today and I wasn't able to have a look properly on my phone. And we started recording late. We started recording like 10 o'clock or something. But we'll let you know if it is or not. And roll on fucking Saturday, boys.
Yeah, roll
and girls.
On.
If you're enjoying the MMA show and you enjoy the MMA stuff content we put out every week, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and make sure to tell a friend. Or share it if you want to do it out here. Ross, double down on that as well.
Yeah, guys, look, it's really important for us. If you do like our content, do let a friend know. Do say, like, if you like MMA, but like, oh, the lads are good talking about MMA or boxing or football, whatever you like, hit that subscribe button. Really, really important for us. Give that thumbs up. We love it. You love it. Get doing it.
Especially the way on YouTube now, the way it is, the algorithm is, you need like over 2,000 subscribers in order to your videos to sort of go into the ozone layer of YouTube. But like, we haven't got that many yet, because like we didn't go on it for ages, so it's harder to push our stuff. So if you do that, we really appreciate it, especially because we're rolling into 2020. So yes, we're going to move on to the football part of the show, because I'm going to let Ross sort of take it away. He's going to talk about John Delaney. John Delaney is a former the head of the FAI.
Yeah, he's the chief executive of the FAI, or he was. Look.
Okay.
John
FAI
Delaney
is the Irish football team, if no one knows.
Yeah, so John Delaney was as corrupt as much as Jimmy Savile was a paedophile. You know what? I always actually compare it to that. It was a bit like,
I object.
For like 10 years, everyone knew John Delaney was corrupt, and no one did anything about it. For 10 years, or if not longer, everyone knew like there was something wrong with Jimmy Savile, but like just it was like, that's fine, whatever, leave it.
Yeah.
John Delaney has done some absolute terrible things for the FAI. We're now 55 million in liabilities. Also, he lent the FAI 100 grand of his own money that he was actually getting paid to like hide it from his wife when he was getting divorced. And then as a severance pay for him being absolutely corrupt, he got 462 grand to leave. It was like, right, there's the money, out you go. And if he actually stayed on till 2021, he would have got another €3 million loyalty bonus. Isn't it absolutely incredible, isn't it?
He was taking the country for a fucking piss take, to be honest.
Yeah, and in fairness, the FAI is like mainly government funded as well, so it's absolutely disgraceful. If you look at the level of skill of the Irish football team compared to the Irish rugby team, it's absolutely frightening. And if you look at like just the ticketing prices for the Irish football, like you're basically paying to see a championship game when you go see the Irish football team.
No. You're paying to see like a Champions League match almost, but then getting like
no, but like I'm saying, in terms of the level of caliber of player,
you're
paying to see a championship player, but you're paying Champions League prices for championship players. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. Stadium's never full unless like it's an absolute clutch qualifier.
Also they're inviting like influencers to go to the game that are have nothing got to do with the football at all. Like all their followers would just be like makeup people, where we actually have like a sports show with a lot of Irish people following it. Like it'd be like, why wouldn't you invite us? Just not that like we want free tickets, because really every game you go to is basically shit. But
in fairness, it's like a lot of things in Ireland. A lot of things are corrupt. This is just another one of them. I don't know if you're aware of it, and it's not really overly relevant, but I'm going to say it anyway. Do you know Peter McVerry? It's like Peter McVerry Trust. It's about like, they do like raise money for homelessness in Ireland.
All right.
He put a post there the other day that this guy was in court for robbing a can of Coke for €1, and the next person was in court for robbing €3 worth of chocolate bars, right? And then this guy from Kerry was paid €90,000 a year as a government job. He calls in to the Dáil, which is like the Irish government buildings, every day before he heads off to Brussels. And because he calls into the Dáil every day, he can claim 54 grand worth of expenses. And he hasn't actually sat down for a government debate in over 2 years. So he's got 100 grand over the last 2 years, plus another 180 grand for his salary. He's got 280 grand over the last 2 years. And he hasn't once sat in the government house. And that's what he's voted in to do. Imagine you didn't show up for your job for 2 years and they were just like, it's grand, don't worry about it.
I know, yeah.
That's how corrupt this country is.
This is like this is funny, because like we could have started talking about this earlier, but like the country is extremely corrupt, and it's through the likes of social media and shit that people are getting caught out now because people have something to say. Like 10 years ago, like my dad would have been like, "They're very corrupt," but it's like, what's he gonna do?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, say it to his mates. But now people actually have a say and a voice, and proof is in the pudding.
John Dane was like right, these are my 10 mates here. I was like, right, if you say nothing, I'll give you another 10 grand.
Yeah, but that's
year.
the thing. It's like all the Donald Trump stuff. The people that helped Donald Trump get into that position now are all being like sent to jail, this, that, and the other. Like the cards are falling down, and like I mean, John Delaney is getting paid that because he has to keep certain things hush.
Yeah, it's a bit like the financial crisis. Do you remember your man Sean Fitzpatrick? Like was like moving around billions of euros to be like, it's grand, don't worry about it. Put that into that account for a while they're looking at it, and then once they stop looking at it, put it back into this account. It's like, what do you think
the FA are going to do, man? Because like Three are after pulling out the mobile network. They're not being associated around anymore because they don't want to have their name tarnished with that same brush.
Well, like I think Ireland as a team. See, this all happened because the Irish FAI books were audited by a Northern Ireland company because they couldn't even be audited internally. They got audited by Northern Irish, and then as soon as I actually got a hell out of the books, I go, we actually have to bring this to the guards because like this is actually disgraceful.
We actually said this a while ago, but like we were just like we didn't know, but like it was just
like you're just looking at it going, something very fishy there.
Where's the money gone? Like
it's like that guy gets paid 400 grand a year. It's like,
yeah,
but what does he do?
And the teams don't even get paid to be playing on TV and stuff. They're league teams.
But like, you know what's gas, right? He gets paid 400 grand a year, and then like they pay $3 grand rent or $3 grand a month to rent his house, and then like give him a company car. It's like he's on 400 grand. Can he afford his own company car and rent?
Yeah, and they're after doing cuts now in the FAI as well. And this is also huge coming into this year as well because there's meant to be 3 games on in the 3 Arena. So the Aviva Stadium. Sorry. There's meant to be 3 games on for the Euros next year, and Ireland might even be in it. And guess what? It could be Northern Ireland in it instead.
Frightening, isn't it?
Well, that's terrible for the economy. Well, like, it is terrible for the economy, yeah.
So, from Energized, screw you, John Delaney. We're actually going to move on to the Premier League now, but if you hate John Delaney, let us know in the comments below.
Or if you love him, like Ross,
give
him a shout and tell him we'll have him on the show. I can't wait to see him on some sort of show and really talking about this because he's going to sort of have to. We're also going to discuss some of the Premier League action from the week. We're just going to kick it off on Saturday. It was the biggest game people were looking forward to seeing. Manchester United defeated Man City 2-1 away from home. Ollie's at the wheel, 2 games in a row. Ross, we said last week we think it's time Ollie to go, but what happened to Manchester United there? They turned into Barcelona.
Apparently, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer actually brought Roy Keane in to give the team a pep talk this week before the game. I'm not even joking. That's actually true.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have to do that every time.
Well, I know he shouldn't, but I think some of those players need to hear from Roy Keane because they would have grown up like being like Roy Keane.
But every week?
No, not every week. But, but for the City derby, I think it's fair enough to like show them how much it means to them. It looks like Fred might actually not be the worst flop of all time. I was actually looking at him he might actually be good. I'm like, I love Scott McTominay. I think he's absolutely brilliant. Daniel James definitely needs to eat a bit more. He gets fouled too much. Rashford is like Rashaldinho at the moment, right? Can't do anything wrong. And Aaron Wan-Bissaka is the best defender in the league. I don't care what anyone says. Absolutely incredible. It was.
What about Van Dijk?
Phenomenal. No,
best right back.
No, he's actually the best tackler. Definitely the best tackler.
He's definitely up there.
Yeah, he's incredible.
But if you keep Sterling in your pocket like that, you must be doing something very, very, very well.
And even Guardiola said after the game, he was like, it's very hard to keep the pace of Martial, James, and Rashford at bay. They're so fast. It's next to impossible to actually hold them all off at one time. And in fairness, we actually haven't had Martial, Rashford, and James together that many games in a row.
Yeah, I think that's the 3rd time they started together.
And again, I think that's Man United's biggest problem at the moment. To keep their first team fit and consistently starting the same 11.
Yeah. Also, Paul Pogba can come back into that midfield. Ross, what difference do you think he can make to start in behind that front three?
I think he can make a massive difference. The ball is absolutely incredible.
Why would he want to leave that? What situation is better than that situation right now? I know he was shit a week ago, but now it looks like it's clicking.
Yeah, but I also feel like the other European teams around, the other European giants, aren't looking that good at the moment. I think the most attractive place for him probably elsewhere is maybe Barcelona, to be honest, just because.
But that team is now organised specifically for him. Players
100%.
Running for him, and the 2 lads defending.
I 100% think he should stay. But I'm saying the other options are actually less attractive now. That Real Madrid team, you don't know whether they're coming or going. Barcelona, Like they're not like they're obviously very good and they have that front three or whatever, but
it's not what they were.
Look, their midfield actually needs actually a bit rejuvenating.
That could be him.
It could be him. Yep. Like the
Bayern Munich are coming 7th.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a mad year this year, isn't it? But look, City just don't look very good at the moment. I can't believe they left Vincent Kompany go and didn't replace him. I think in January they're going to have to get that checkbook out and get someone in. Because in fairness, they're still in Europe, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you can't just ride off the season. But in the game, myself and Ross also want to talk about it, there was loads of racial abuse going towards some United players. This is going to sound really weird before we get into it, but imagine Pogba was there and they were all shouting that racist abuse towards him. Do you know what I mean?
Be even bigger. Apparently Fred said like he didn't actually notice it, and then he was actually like inconsolable afterwards. He was like, I can't believe people were like saying that. But also I can't believe that people were racially abusing Fred in front of Raheem Sterling.
Yeah. Why didn't Raheem Sterling, he just stood there, didn't really do anything. Yeah. And the amount, like for Man City fans, right, everyone knows how much Raheem Sterling has been abused there over the last while. He's been out and talking about it. And to actually go and do that to another team while he's standing in front of you, it just seems like
he was literally like right there.
Yeah, he was actually closer to the fans than Fred.
I'm surprised Raheem Sterling didn't go and go, you, out.
That's my point. Why didn't he do it? He almost didn't have the balls to go up to his own fans. And the thing is, that never happens at Manchester United games. No. That never happens in Manchester United games.
No. And your manager was like, I put my hands in my trousers. I wasn't doing a monkey noise. It was like, you knew exactly what you were doing.
Such a rat.
You know what's worse than being a racist? Being a racist and then actually not like being like man enough to be like, you know what I did was actually terrible and I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah. Why didn't he just throw the stuff at him that everyone else is doing? People are throwing like lawyers and coins and shit.
Bottle caps at him.
You know what I mean? But
you swear Fred had scored like 4 goals against them or something. You know what I mean? Like it's only Fred.
Fredinho, yeah. But what do you think needs to be said to add on to that racist stuff?
Raheem Sterling actually came out previously and said that for teams, fans giving racist abuse, there should be like a 9 points deduction because like you wouldn't actually do that if your team's going to get deducted 9 points in the league.
Or else play behind closed doors.
Yeah, play behind closed doors for a few games. But it was actually quite funny because Raheem Sterling didn't say that after his fans was doing the racist abuse.
Yeah, it's just a disgraceful thing to see. Don't knock it over now.
Battery.
Yeah, but that was like such an amazing game to watch, like because you never know what Man United game you're getting each week.
Also, that on Saturday, Liverpool won 3-0 again. They actually look very, very good, and Klopp's doing an unreal job of rotating the team as well, isn't he?
Yeah, Shaqiri was back with his new hair transplant. Shaqiri. Anytime you see Liverpool's results, you're like 3-0. You're like, if it's anything less, there's something wrong.
Yeah, it's expecting. Like Mane didn't even play this week. Ox played instead.
Origi played, didn't he, as well?
Yeah. I think he played midweek. And then Everton won 3-1 against Chelsea. Duncan Ferguson took over as manager. He was like loving it. I think he's going to be made permanent. He's there all like Gunnar Solskjaer, isn't he?
Everyone's trying to find their Solskjaer now, basically.
They are. Like Frank Lampard at Chelsea. He's like, right, any legends?
Any legends about, lads? It's like, yeah, Lumberg. It's like, all right, hold on.
All right. That one doesn't work.
Yeah, Mourinho won again with Spurs 5-0.
5-0. Did you see Son's goal?
I've seen all the goals. There's just like so many goals this weekend.
Son got the ball outside his own box and like ran by everyone and scored. It was goal season so far.
Sounds very nice. Leicester won 4-1 again.
Yeah, Jamie Vardy having a party.
Still on fire.
I think what was the stat about him? It's the second time he scored in 8 consecutive Premier League games. Only himself again and Ruud van Nistelrooy have ever done that. That's impressive, isn't it?
That's very impressive. Also, Arsenal are back to winning ways after a long hiatus. 3-1 tonight.
Yeah, they went 1-0 down as well, so maybe you and work can re-say that shit. But I was only saying to someone in work today that Arsenal have a terrible team, don't they? They're actually shocking. Like, you actually put their starting 11 out there, take Aubameyang and Lacazette over, like, there's a muck team.
I think like once any people are on form, it really changes things, you know. But like that United team was shit a week ago when they didn't try it, but now they're like perfect for Pogba.
How's the fantasy football doing?
This week actually, myself and Ross have got slid down a bit. I'm now 14th after I think I was 10th, and then Ross was 8th, and now he's 11th. But do you know what I mean? The battle goes on.
Yeah. I actually forgot to change my team this week, and there was midweek games as well, and I was like, shite.
Yeah. It's when you're hot, you're on it. If you're not, but like sometimes change is a bad idea as well.
Yeah.
Also this week, the Champions League is back on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Europa League is on Thursday, and then that'll be the end of it until the new year.
I think key things to look out for is that if Salzburg beat Liverpool can actually get knocked out with the Champions League.
Yeah.
So they have to get at least a draw.
Yeah, we'll be going over all the stuff on our Instagram page, so make sure to check it out, because there's so many games, we can't just call them all out, or else because people aren't here to give a rat's. But we've been really enjoying posting all the stuff about the football, the rugby as well. The rugby's on this weekend, European Champions Cup as well. The MMA, the boxing. Sometimes it's hard to pick what direct route we're going to do, but we enjoy the long format now, because I listened back to it as well. It was like an hour long, and you're like, that's perfect. And then hopefully the video worked out properly. And if you're enjoying the show, make sure to like, subscribe. Anything else, Ross? Anything else to say?
Now, guys, just reiterate what Barry said. Like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Smash that subscribe button. And as always, stay energized.
I'm John Delaney.